So, just before I talk about what I'm going to talk about here, please make sure that you don't subscribe until you have received any value that may change your life. Please turn off this video if you're not going to apply anything that I say here right now. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut, like you just can't bring yourself to do anything? Well, you're not alone. I used to be the same way, unmotivated, unproductive, and feeling empty inside. But what if I told you that the secret to turning it all around lies in something we all avoid? Boredom. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll learn how embracing boredom can transform your life, just like it did to me and a person I knew in my life. Today, I want to share a story, one that might hit close to home for a lot of you. It's about a guy who, for years, couldn't bring himself to do any kind of work, not just hard work, any work at all. In physics, work is defined as the force multiplied by displacement. But this guy didn't have any force in him to create movement in any aspect of his life, physically, mentally, or emotionally. For 3 years straight, every New Year's was the same for him. Except, of course, he had an extra layer of fat, had watched thousands of movies, and couldn't walk 100 meters without gasping for air. Every day he woke up late, his eyes red and tired from binge watching digital content all night. At 18, he didn't feel like doing anything remarkable at all. Days turned into months, months turned into years, and he found himself in the same place, unmotivated to even shower. But at least he brushed his teeth. He spent his days glued to his phone, watching movies and munching on snacks without moving a muscle. But here's the kicker. He constantly complained about his life. He hated that he wasn't improving, that he wasn't moving forward. But the truth is, he was getting exactly what he deserved based on the lack of effort he was putting in. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you have been there, or maybe you know someone who has. If so, stick around because I'm about to reveal how this guy turned his life around completely and how you can too. Why don't you feel like doing anything at all? So, the simple answer is your brain is overstimulated. You have bombarded it with so much pleasure, so many rewards, and so much novelty that normal everyday tasks no longer seem appealing. Your brain's base levels of dopamine have skyrocketed, and when even the most exciting things start to feel dull, what's left? It's no wonder that the simple necessary tasks feel like climbing a mountain. But here's the good news. The person I mentioned earlier, he managed to change his life entirely, and now he genuinely gets excited to just walk around outside in nature. He finds joy in the simplest things like the greenery and the flowers around him. So, how could you actually reset your brain and crave hard work? Here's the secret that made all the difference. It's boredom. Think back to when you first started going to the gym, or maybe you have never gone to the gym, but imagine that you're going to the gym for the first time in your life. The first month, your whole body aches and you felt like giving up. But by the third month, you started to see changes, your body began to take shape, and all the reps you put in started to pay off. The same principle applies to your brain. Start by boring yourself with stillness. Spend 10 minutes a day doing absolutely nothing. No phone, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Gradually increase this time by 5 minutes each day. As you do this, your brain will begin to adjust. Your dopamine levels will drop and you will start to find joy in the simple things again. You will become more aware of yourself and your surroundings, and you will start noticing things you have never noticed before. Why? Because you have been too busy staring at your phone. But here's the best part. Once your brain gets used to stillness, it will start to get used to getting bored and it will still hate it to an extent. In fact, there was an experiment where people chose to be electrocuted rather than doing nothing because they couldn't stand the boredom that they felt. You see how crazy and weird it is? Imagine hating boredom so much that you'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. But now, instead of choosing something harmful to escape the boredom, why not choose hard work? If people can choose electrocution to avoid boredom, they can certainly choose productive work. Do you get my point? So, what do you think? Are you ready to embrace boredom and reset your brain? If you found this video helpful, just make sure that you help the people around you similar to you by sharing this to them. Let go of who you are to discover what and who you could be. Peace.